The Interlopers by Saki. In a forest in the Carpathian Mountains, a man watched and listened. It looked like he was hunting for an animal, but Ulrich von Gradwitz was not in the dark to hunt an animal. He was searching for a human enemy. Gradwitz owned a large forest that was full of animals. There was one side of the woods he guarded jealously. Gradwitz's family had been fighting with his neighbors over who owned that part of the forest for many years. Gradwitz's grandfather had gone to court over the land. The court said the land belonged to Gradwitz's family, but the neighbors still hunted on the forest. Just like his grandfather and father, now Ulrich von Gradwitz argued with his neighbor over the land. Ulrich Gradwitz hated his neighbor, Georg Znaeym. They both prayed the other would have bad luck. This windy winter night, someone had disturbed the animals. Ulrich was sure it was his neighbor. He walked away from his men to find his neighbor, Georg Znaeym. It would just be the two of them, with no witnesses. And as he stepped around a tree, he came face to face with his neighbor. The two enemies stared at each other. Each had a rifle in his hand. Each had hate in his heart. Each had murder in his mind. But it was not easy to shoot a person. After a moment, nature's own violence hit the forest. The wind knocked a tree down on the two enemies. Ulrich von Gradwitz was trapped under the tree. His boots had protected his feet, but he could not move without help. Blood was in his eye. Close at his side lay Georg Znaeym. He was also stuck under the tree. Ulrich cursed and then thanked God. Georg listened and then gave a short, snarling laugh. "What a joke," said Georg. "Ulrich von Gradwitz snared in his own stolen forest? That's real justice." And he laughed again meanly. "I'm caught in my own forest," said Ulrich. "When my men come to help us, you will be sorry." Georg was silent for a moment. Then he answered quietly, "Are you sure your men will find you? My men will be here first. When they pull me out, the tree might accidentally squash you. Your men will find you dead under the tree." "So now I know what you want to do," said Ulrich. "My men will kill you if they are here first." "Good," snarled Georg. "We will fight this to the death, with no interlopers to stop us." Now it was just down to luck whose men would find them first. After some time, Ulrich took his wine flask from his pocket. He drank some wine. What a heaven-sent drink it seemed. He felt much better. Now he felt bad for his enemy. Georg was so tired and in so much pain. "Would you like some wine?" asked Ulrich. "Let's drink, even if tonight one of us dies." "I don't drink wine with an enemy," said Georg. Ulrich was silent for a few minutes. He watched his neighbor and had an idea. He did not hate him anymore. "I've changed my mind," said Ulrich. "If my men are first here, they will help you first. We've been fools. There are better things to do in life than quarreling. Neighbor, will you be my friend?" Georg Znaeym was silent for a long time. "You could come and celebrate on New Year's Eve at my house, said Georg, and I could come to feast at your castle. We could hunt together. I've changed my mind about things this last half hour, and you offered me your wine. Ulrich von Gredwitz, I will be your friend. For a time both men were silent. How wonderful life would be now. They lay and waited in the cold, windy forest. Each hoped his men would come first, so they could help his neighbour. Let's shout for help, Ulrich said. Together, said Georg. The two men shouted. Together again, said Georg. A few minutes later. I heard nothing but the wind, said Georg. There was silence again for some minutes, and then Ulrich gave a joyful cry. I can see figures coming through the wood. They are following in the way I came down the hillside. Both men shouted again. They hear us! They've stopped! Now they see us! They're running down the hill towards us, cried Ulrich. Are they your men? Asked Georg. Ulrich did not answer. Are they your men? Georg repeated. No, said Ulrich, with a terrible laugh. Who are they? Asked Georg quickly, trying to see what Ulrich was looking at with so much fear. They are wolves,